Sure.
put up a topic about BLM supporting Trump.
Oh, I can't wait to hear this.
And I go, I don't think BLM is not even relevant. So them supporting Trump, I think, is another distraction. Like, what does that even mean? BLM supports Trump. In other words, they may have one press release that they believe in something Trump said, but they will always, those organizations, always support the Democrats. You got the mayor coming out. I wish you had the clip. And Chicago's been governed since 1923 by Democratic mayors. Period. End of story. Coming out and saying white supremacists are the problems in Chicago. I mean, there's a clip on Twitter, and the guy, he's serious. I'm going, okay. And then there's another shitbag coming out. We got to reduce people walking around with ARs. Like, okay. But let me present to you something else. Maybe the devil's advocate. Why demand get rid of handguns? Because more people are off with handguns than ARs. Multiples of clips, difference. So if you're going to do it, just get rid of handguns. Because more people are getting whacked with handguns. ARs are far secondary. But they start with ARs. It's a big, bad rifle. We don't see it. You don't need 30 rounds. But meanwhile, in these inner cities, kids are shooting each other. Young black men, primarily, are killing each other en masse. They don't talk about it. Chicago say, well, the guns come from Indiana. It doesn't matter. Get rid of all the guns. There's no gun. You can't acquire an AK-47 in Mexico. Even have a shotgun, a special permit, maybe have to have a farm. It's complicated. Sit there in El Paso and look over at Juarez at night. It's like a bazaar in Somalia. I mean, it's not hard to figure out, but we just did this. In all these cities, the mayor of Chicago is an outstanding example. We had Beetlejuice before. Since the white people who did this, I'm like, no. It's deeper. My daughter she's getting doing a thesis on something. She was going about prison system and all this stuff. And I go, it's so much deeper. They're locking up disproportionately black men. I get it. They're disproportionately committing crimes often. And the part about it is it's deeper. We need two people raising a child. We need positive influence. We need parents at home, their kid doing homework. That's important. I've seen young, poor Asian people come here. And guess what they do every night with their kid? Even if they don't know it, they sit down and do homework with them. They learn algebra. They may not know it. Guess what they learn? Because their kid to move up. When you've encouraged a culture not to do that, you're killing the culture. And that's what the Democrats have been doing. Take away standards in Oregon for graduation. I want a kid to stay there a year longer to learn to be functional in society. They don't care. That shows they don't care. And they'll keep doing it. And they'll keep getting sold that until people wake up and go, we've been doing this a long time. And they're lying to me. They're rope-a-doping me just for some crumbs. What do you think? I'll yield my time.
I can't wait for the first black actor, first black athlete, or someone like Hillary Clinton, Nancy Pelosi. They all knelt with Black Lives Matter. Joe Biden knelt with Black Lives Matter. I can't wait for the first one of them to come out and disavow Black Lives Matter. I was watching Fox News this morning whenever I was getting ready for work, having a cup of coffee, and they had one of the founders of Black Lives Matter come on and said Black Lives Matter was supporting President Trump because the Democrat Party had left them behind. And I thought, like, I woke up and I took some vitamin F. I don't know what was in my coffee. I was like, this is Mexican coffee. Something's wrong. I had to sit down. I've never seen it, but I want LeBron James. I want Whoopi Goldberg. I want the whole staff of The View to go on public TV, Meghan McCain as well, and disavow Black Lives Matter. I want them all to come out and burn their fist t-shirts the same way they would burn their bras in support of women. It'll never happen, but the script has been flipped. And it's hilarious. It's so ironic whenever you can see what's happening. If you just zoom out, but they're not wrong. The guy that came out, he was one of the founders. When he came out and he said that the Democrat Party had left the black Americans behind, I think to myself, wow, this guy's really smart. And then I'm like, no, he's just been an idiot forever. And many black Americans have been voting party, and they continue to lose. And for some reason, now that they're paying $3.50 a gallon for gas, and they only put 2 gallons in anyway, now they want to flip. Or, I mean, the cost of things are affecting them. Joe Biden's also wanting to get rid of menthol cigarettes. Disproportionately, Black Americans smoke menthol cigarettes. Another direct attack on that. And you've got people in Chicago, Black Americans in Chicago, saying that the migrants being bussed in are getting things before they do. What they mean is they're getting free shit before we get free shit. And that's when they are really becoming bothered, because they're after free shit, but they don't want to wait in line behind the illegal aliens. And I think it's hilarious. I think it's amazing for Black Lives Matter to come out and say they're going to support Trump. I would love to be a general manager in the NFL. Whenever you go in, you got to tell your NFL players, hey guys, those Black Lives Matter things, we got to take those off our uniform because we're supporting Trump. That's what I think. I think it's hilarious.
But remember, Black Lives Matter was used as a tool.
Oh, yeah.
Think about this. Just like the women's feminist Burn Your Bra movement. Use a tool. They don't care about women anymore. Let the female penis in the locker room. They don't care. The Black community was used as a tool. They don't care about them anymore. That's gone off the table. Okay? So they use these groups as tools. They get everything, they squeeze it until they move on. Black Lives Matter is gone. Done. Is irrelevant. That's been squeezed. Nothing will happen to people buying homes, pissing away money, no records. You and I be in prison. They've squeezed it. It's done. St. Floyd's already canonized. We'll move on to something else. And we'll move on to, they ran the Ukraine thing. They tried to make Zelensky likable, right? They tried. They were squeezing it hard. And the people are falling for it, falling for the trope of, we don't stop them in Ukraine, they'll be at Miami Beach. You know, that whole thing we've been doing for years. So that's important. And now they flipped, which is amazing. They flipped Gen Z to be pro Queers for Palestine. They flipped them where they're reading the Quran. I did a video on locals and saying they agree with it. And I said, I don't even care what's in the book. I know how it's practiced in certain areas of the world. It's not congruent with your lifestyle. You could go there. It's like going to see native populations in Amazon and saying, hey, I love you, hugs and kisses. Next thing you know, you're darted and they're carving you up to eat you. Okay? I mean, that's a different world, right? So as long as you think that if we're just nice, we're intellectual enough, we could do socialism right. Just other people didn't do it right. I mean, I keep hearing people. It's the same thing. The groups will get used up. They'll get squeezed to death, and they'll move on. They'll find a new group, a victim group or new target. So the victim groups hits a target, white America. That's the problem. And if you say something about coming across the border en masse, say, you're the problem. No, I'm the citizen here, first and foremost. I don't want people I know coming in who I don't know coming in, unfettered. I can't pay for them. They're illiterate in their own damn language. I don't want them here. I don't know who they are. We are dead broke. We can't afford it. And the best and brightest from Guatemala aren't coming here. They're staying in Guatemala. That's common sense. Everybody agrees with that until you get off the side and they go, whoa. And I go, now they're coming from Sudan, from Chad, from Niger, from Yemen.
Yep.
And it's like, well, we can't. What are we going to do? Love is love. I go, we didn't take them to your damn house. We saw what happened when they got taken to their house. Same New York City, like, we can't afford this. I did a video on Locals today. It was about, and I put it, hopefully some people are here. The person's in Denver, like from Nicaragua. They're complaining because the shelter's about to turn them out. And I go, because they were cold. I'm like, well, it's not that cold in Nicaragua. Sorry to be an asshole. But, yeah, you go to Denver, you have no plans. And the best part was, 33 seconds, the best part was she goes, I'm 7 months pregnant. They're going nowhere. Anchor baby, done.
They're about to get an apartment.
You stick them up in an area that's been gentrified in Denver, and they're like, oh, we're cold. Yeah, no shit. No kidding. But they're going to sit there, and they were told to stay, have that baby here, you're set. And, you know, the net positive, the economy. Come on, give me a break. Net positive. Same budget in the school system, 20% going for English as a second language. Your kid suffers. ER's full. You can't get the MR tech. You suffer because it's full of Haitians. Use Fort Myers example.
That's true.